Where are Kyle and Mike? Where is the Mike and Mish show? Guess what? We're here. And we're live.
We were lost. We couldn't find our fucking way.
We couldn't find our way.
Already. It didn't even take more than 10 seconds.
10 seconds, and we're already dropping F-bombs. No big deal. So here we are. It's Thursday night. It's 9 p.m. It's actually 9:06. I am sorry for the late start, ladies and gentlemen, but our first guest got a little hung up, and we may be rescheduling with Miss Hart, about to be Mrs. Beltran. But you know what? Maybe she will jump on. She just got out of practice, and she's running around. She's busy, man. She's got somebody to beat up on the 23rd. You know what I mean? Another war for the fans. What's going on, Mike?
Well, a lot is going on. There's a whole bunch going on. There's BYB tomorrow. There's BKFC 19 next week. There's a whole bunch of news. There's Conor McGregor's talking all the time on Facebook and all that other stuff about his ankle constantly. It's getting annoying.
Yeah, it is getting annoying.
Yeah, he's driving a scooter around California.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's driving a scooter?
Scooter. He chose mobility. He chose the scooter store.
Oh.
What you know about the scooter store?
I don't know anything about the scooter store. Tell me about the scooter store. Is that like an infomercial on TV or something?
Yeah. During The Price is Right, they play it every single day in the cafeteria.
During
The Price is Right, they had the guy who says, "I have diabetes."
Yeah, Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, and then
I check my blood sugar twice a day.
Yeah, and then there's the other commercial that always comes on, and that's the scooter store.
Brad Williams, we are live. What's going on, my man? How did I end up here? But hey, guys, yeah,
because you're drawn to us.
You are drawn
like a fly to the light,
like magnets, yo.
Yeah, magnets.
Dude, fly to the light. It's a fucking moth to light, not fly.
Flies, moths, they all go there. Gnats.
remember
you go out there, they fucking all go right to it.
Remember Black Sheep when the bat was flying around in the cabin and Chris Farley is like, "I got an idea. I'll open the fridge. You hit the lights. The bat is attracted to light. He flies in. I shut the door. End of story." He goes, "Moths, you dumbass, not bats." He goes, "Ah, yeah." Dude, so we have a guest list tonight. We do have we are keeping our fingers crossed for Miss Britton Hart.
Listen, we were stood up last night by Arnold Adams. I mean,
yeah,
but still happen there,
dude. We do have Sky Moiseichik. Is that it? Sky Moiseichik, 9-8 MMA pro. He's fought all over the place. MXX MMA or something like that. Island fights, Bellator. He's been around the block. He's got long flowing locks like the ring boy over at Bellator, Elias Theodoros, sorta. His nickname is El Chavito Loco. Is it?
El Chivo Loco, I think.
Yeah, El Chivo Loco, the crazy goat. So he'll be on in a little bit. And then we have the lineal champ, the 6-0 bare knuckle monster from the UK, who will be making his BKFC debut against the former BKFC heavyweight champion, the inaugural heavyweight champion, Arnold Adams. We have Mick Terrill coming on in a little bit.
What's up with that?
What's up with that? I don't know, Mike. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's going to be cool. He's going to be on here. He's going to be fighting in the U.S. Going to get that BKFC, the feel of BKFC over here against Arnold Adams, who I wish would come on our show. He can come on right now.
Yeah,
we got some extra time here.
I mean, Vince is in there talking about the crazy goat. You might as well just get the big man to come on for a few minutes while
crazy goat. Is he not signed with?
He's a Smith Brothers fighter. Yeah, he is. So we'll go ahead and we'll set up a bare knuckle fight between Vince Anderson and Kevin Smith, and the winner gets the crazy goat.
Yeah.
And the rights to the name. What do you think of that?
Crazy goat.
What's up with that?
I don't know. So
let's talk about something. Throw me a subject real quick. We'll let the people in the hey, Mickey Terrill is already in the green room. Do you want to go ahead and fucking bring the big man on, and we'll just get him out of the way? We'll let him get back to training or back to resting or back to doing whatever the hell he's doing. Since
you know what he's doing? He's chilling. He's chilling in Tampa right now, I think.
No, he's not. He's in Mexico.
Oh, Jesus. He's in Mexico.
Avocados from Mexico.
You know, I saw like nice trees in the background today when they were talking to him, but I couldn't hear because people at work want me to friggin' work during work. I mean, the nerve with the people at work. I'm like, hey, listen, can't you see I'm listening to a podcast? I can't be talking to you right now and helping you with stuff.
Yeah, I can't be doing work. All right, so hey, let's go ahead and let's bring on the monster himself, coming straight over from the UK, quarantining down in Mexico, I believe, right now, unless he made it to Tampa today. I don't know. Right. We'll find out in a second. Mr. Mick Terrill, what is going on, my man?
Just been to get me dinner. The supermarkets. So on my way back in the taxi now.
Yeah, are you still down in Mexico or are you in Florida yet?
Yeah, we're in Cancun still. I think we've got to isolate you till Wednesday.
I got to tell you, man, I heard that you were in Cancun, and I've only been in Cancun about 3 times in my life, and I can't remember 3/4 of each trip.
It's well, we're not exactly in Cancun. We're a little bit out of the way. We're just in the middle of nowhere. So it's a $50 round trip in a taxi to get some dinner.
Jesus.
What did you have for dinner, sir?
I tried to get a steak, but there was none left, so I ended up having a burger.
No steak left? Oh, that's like a sin.
Devastated.
Kyle, go ahead. Ask your famous question.
My famous question?
Yeah, about the steak.
Oh, dude. Hey, Mick, is it okay to put ketchup on steak?
Sorry, what's that?
Is it ever okay to put ketchup on steak?
No.
My guy.
I prefer horseradish.
Hell yeah, man. All right. That's what I'm talking about. At least it's not ketchup. Like my mother-in-law, who I almost kicked out of my house one night for that. But that's a whole nother story. Hey, let's introduce you to everybody. This is Mick Terrill, 6-0 bare knuckle champion out of the UK. What are you, a 6-time, 7-time Thai kickboxing champ, 3-time bare knuckle champ, something like that?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
You've lost track.
Yeah, I think you just stopped counting them after a while.
Jesus.
Hell yeah. You know, I was reading up on you and I was watching your fights, and I heard that you fought one of the Quinn McDonoughs at one point, which really jumped out at me because I had seen the Knuckle documentary about the Quinn McDonoughs and the Joyces, and fascinating. Like, that's a great documentary for anybody that hasn't seen it. But the Quinn McDonoughs are like royalty in the bare knuckle community, huh? You got to fight one. You got to fight Michael.
Yeah, honestly, they were really nice people. I know I fought them, but that's just the game, and the fight came. So obviously after the fight, they were great people.
Yeah, and how did that fight like even come to fruition? Had you known the Quinn McDonoughs prior to?
No, obviously I'd seen the documentary myself. What had happened was Cowboys was meant to fight a person called Decker Heggie from back in England. Decker pulled out the week before the fight, and they were looking for a last-minute replacement. So I took the fight on a week's notice.
At that point, had you had any bare knuckle experience, or was that your first one?
My first one.
No kidding! Holy crap, man! Way to get your feet wet in the bare knuckle game against someone out of a legendary family like the Quinn McDonoughs. It's awesome.
Yeah, he dropped us the first round as well. I nearly can't remember the fight.
Unbelievable. Now you're fighting a monster in his own right. The inaugural, the first ever BKFC heavyweight champion, Arnold AJ Adams. I'm sure you've taken a look at AJ's tapes and seen all his fights. What do you see in AJ Adams that that impresses you, and how are you approaching this fight?
I think he's very good. From what I've seen of him, he's got really good upper body movement, very elusive. He reminds us of James Toney. There's upper body movement. It's good.
Yeah, he's kind of a slippery fighter, slick, fires at odd angles, and it's funny because like in his earlier fights, he was very patient with the strikes that he was throwing. But in his more recent fight, he was more the aggressor, which surprised me. So I wonder which Arnold Adams we'll see on the 23rd.
I hope I see the one that doesn't beat us.
Are you planning to stick around in the BKFC afterwards, win or lose? Are you seeing yourself at home in the BKFC for a while, or are you going to play it by ear?
The end game plan is to try and relocate over to America. I've been over there twice and absolutely love Orlando, so that's the game plan. So if it all goes well, I'll just have to sell my houses and then relocate if I can.
Yeah. You love Orlando. Have you been to Disney World? Have you seen all the theme parks?
Yeah, that's where I went. Disney and Universal.
You know, do you have kids?
Yeah, I've got three.
3 kids?
3 little animals.
What are the ages? Because I'll tell you right now, depending on the age, it could be a real task to go to Disney World with those kids.
Yeah, I've got one's 17, one's 15, and one's 11.
Oh, then they're all perfect. They'll have a blast on all the rides. That's what I'm talking about. Not like me and Mike over here with the little ones that are tough to keep track of. It
would be a nightmare if I had to bring my kids to Disney World right now. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and it would just be awful because they probably wouldn't be able to ride half the rides. And, well, you know how 2-year-olds can be. They're a little crazy.
Yeah. Always want what the brothers are getting.
Now, Mick, you're signed with Bloodsport Management, is that correct? Bloodsport
That's right, yeah, with Mozzie.
Yeah, and how did you end up making your way over to the States? Did the BKFC come and seek you?
I think they come to seek Mozzie, me Bloodsport manager. I've known Mozzie well now. We first met about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and we just really got on. So when the opportunity came, he gave us a ring, and it's a big opportunity. You couldn't knock it back, could you? Chance for a lifetime.
Right. Did you sign a 1 fight, or did you sign a multiple fight? 6
fight deal. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
That's good to hear. We did not know that. That's awesome, man. So when you say you got a 6-fight deal, I'll tell you, man, I can think of about 6 fighters right off the bat that I'd love to see you scrap with. Talking like Carlos Beltran, maybe Frank Tate, Josh Burns. You got your eye on anybody in mind that you go through Arnold Adams? Do you think that puts you right into a title fight?
I think it's already been announced that the winner of me and Arnold get the #1 title shot.
There you go.
Hopefully it's straight in at the top.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know if that was already announced because between you, me, and Mike, BKFC likes to keep things secrets. Like, I don't know. They like to keep things tight to the chest for a very long period of time before they announce anything. So that's really great to hear.
I think he froze up.
He froze up?
I think he froze up, but you're right, because what happens is... Oh, yep, you're back. You're back. Did you hear what Kyle was saying about BKFC? They, for some reason, they don't announce fights till, like, you know, a couple weeks before. But for, like, the main events and stuff, like the main card, usually they come out maybe 3-4 weeks ahead of time. So you're a bigger name, I think, so... But that's pretty cool. How do you... what do you think is going to happen in this fight? You know, you're going to run right through him. You're going to be, you know, I
think you'd be
pull your shots, kind of wait, bring him into deep waters.
I think you're going to run right through him.
Yeah. Now, Mick, your transition into bare knuckle, that was probably a pretty simple one when it came. Pretty easy transition, having the Thai background that you got. Clinch game, dirty boxing, that's right up your alley. Would you say that this is a sport that was made for a person like yourself?
I just like fighting. I'm quite good at it, so just as long as I get a punch someone, I'm quite happy.
Yeah. Did you have any experience like you said you saw the Quinn McDonough documentary? Does like the Gypsy Travelers, does that stuff still go on overseas in Europe?
Yeah, I've seen the documentary. I think a lot of people have seen it. But BKB just got massive in England very quick. I think the first BKB fight in, I think it was over 150 years, was in Newcastle, which I went to watch. And I think the sport's just grown.
Right. So you're saying, like, with the growth of the actual sanctioned bare knuckle fighting, the meeting on the side of a street type unsanctioned stuff doesn't really take place anymore?
I think the travelers do still do that. We'll go meet some men, sort out the differences, but I like getting paid. If you're gonna get punched, I want to be paid. So I'd rather be in the ring getting paid.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. And have you ever like considered doing any like actual like throwing gloves on and taking professional boxing matches?
I've had plenty of boxing matches in the day.
Oh yeah?
Obviously, I was an amateur boxer, unlicensed boxing. So I've had plenty of fights.
Do you prefer bare knuckle?
It doesn't bother us, just as long as you can get a fight.
Now, over at BYB, they kind of wrap the knuckles up, you know? Here, it's like straight up bare knuckle.
No, BKB. You said.
I mean, did you say BKB?
BKB.
Yeah, BKB. I said BYB. I got BYB on the mind. It's tomorrow night. Yeah. So, but yeah, BKB, they wrap the knuckles up, but BKFC does not. How much of a difference is that going to make? None at all.
I think that'll be in my favour. If you wrap me knuckles up, it's cushioning me blow. So if I've got a bare knuckle, I'm going to punch you a little bit sharper and harder. Well,
when we talked to Josh Burns, he said that he didn't like having the knuckles wrapped overseas because the tape can tear your skin, like cut you up more than a bare knuckle would. Do you think that's true?
It depends how clean you punch. I've punched people in street fights, and every time I punch someone, I cut them up. So I don't think it's made a difference. No.
Yeah. And did you get a look at the BKFC 18 card with the heavyweight bout between Joey Beltran and Sam Shoemaker?
Beltran and Shoemaker, yeah, I did. I watched that. I wasn't very impressed. I thought they both looked tired.
You weren't impressed by either one of them?
Like I said, they looked lethargic. It was Shoemaker come out strong and fast in the first round. I think he blew his load. I know Beltran says he had COVID, so maybe that's one of the factors of why he looks so tired. But yeah. I'm guessing if they haven't got flu and cold and stuff, it'll be a different game.
Yeah, and that's what it came down to was Joey Beltran is known for his relentless pace, and that's really what it came down to in the end of that fight, was the fact that Joey just kept going forward and never really took his foot off the gas the whole time. Didn't matter if his punches were landing clean or even causing any damage when they were landing. He was just throwing more and staying more consistent, and I think that's what stole the decision from the judges.
Yeah, I call it a zombie style. He just walks you down. It doesn't matter if he gets punched. As long as he punches you more than him, he's quite happy with that. But,
right.
I think I'm quite pretty. I don't want to get punched that much. You'll end up with lots of scar tissue in.
Yeah. So back in your BKB days, does for the viewers watching here and everyone that's going to be checking out this show, what fights would you recommend they go back and they watch? They can look them up on YouTube, check out your BKB fights prior to seeing you fight on the 23rd. Which one should we be looking for?
I had a good fight with Danny Batchelder, and maybe John Lewis.
John Lewis
was a good fight.
Now, is the Michael Quinn McDonough fight on anywhere, or was that not televised? Or?
Yeah, but it got put on YouTube, but for some reason they've doctored the fight. I got dropped in the first round, and whoever's filmed it on their end has put the first round on for the 5th round as well. But really on the 5th round, I dropped him 3 times.
And you won the fight?
Yeah, I won the fight, yeah.
So someone fucked with the footage on YouTube?
Yeah, the real footage is somewhere on Facebook. I'll try and get it out for you.
Unreal.
It's definitely there on Facebook.
Wow. Yeah, we'll look for it. I want to check
I'll
that
have to search for that. I'm good at digging shit up.
Right, and I think we've all seen everyone's seen the Josh Burns fight because anybody who's a fan of BKFC started watching Josh Burns's fights, and he got stopped with the doctor stoppage. He didn't like that, but you know what? Maybe after you fight Arnold Adams and you fight Joey Beltran, maybe a rematch with Burns down the road.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, me and Josh ended up being good friends after the fight. I've got a lot of respect for Josh. I think he's desperate for a bit of redemption. So, come down the line, I would love to fight with Josh again.
Now, I want to tell you, I wanted to ask you this. Have you been paying attention to the BKFC fight, all the cards? Do you watch them all?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few, yeah.
Did you see Zach Kalmus versus Bobo O'Bannon at BKFC 17?
I did. It was crazy.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that fight? I thought it was a classic.
It was very entertaining. It reminded us of the WWE. We come running out.
Yeah,
He's a wild guy.
There was really there was no stopping either one of those guys. There wasn't all that much technique in a lot of the blows that were being thrown, but I mean, it was like they were both, like you said, WWE. They were like the Undertaker. The Kalmus would go down and fucking stand right back up. Me and Mike were ringside for that one. It was like one of the best things I've ever seen in live.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah,
great the way he ripped his shirt off in that.
Yeah, during the weigh-in.
Yeah,
he punched the mask off of his face on the way out. To the fight, he started punching his face, and the mask just came off his face.
I think he lost a tooth as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he lost 2 or 3, I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
did he have a gum shield in?
He did, but he had to do a little dental work after that one. You know what? And Bobo O'Bannon, you'll get to know him too. He's like a genuine great guy.
Yeah.
And Bobo and his wife started a GoFundMe page to raise money for the dental work on Zach Kalmus.
Yeah.
After the fight.
I've seen that.
Yeah, very cool. Hey, I got a comment in the comments here. I hear Mick pulled out of the Godbeer fight. What's the story?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
No, I don't know what happened there. We were all ready to go. Godbeer hadn't signed the fight or something. We got told he had. I signed for the bout. We got told Godbeer had signed, and then when I got closer to the fight, it turned out he hadn't signed. So I'm still not sure what happened there.
Yeah, we had heard the story, and I know that Godbeer had said that it was something to do with his visa, and but I don't really know what the whole story is. But we knew that you didn't pull out of that one. We knew it was the other side. Maybe that fight will happen down the road too. Who knows?
Yeah, like I say, I, to be honest, I don't think either could have gotten into America at the time. I think we went down onto a red country or something on the COVID scale. So. Even if he never pulled out, I don't think it would have happened in anyways.
How is the COVID restrictions over in the UK right now? Have they let up at all, or is it still as bad as it was before?
Before we left, it was good. We're gonna let up on the 19th, but according to the papers, I think it's getting worse again.
Unbelievable! This thing just won't go away. It just keeps ruining everything.
Yeah, I hate it.
The thing is, how long do you lock down for? I think it's going to be an economical crush shortly if everyone's locking down.
I think to hell with shutting down at this point.
Me too. I feel the same way.
What's the point of all the vaccines and all that stuff if it doesn't work? I mean, if you can't get people to take the vaccines and stay in their houses, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, Mozzie, who I'm sitting with, he got 2 vaccines, and he's been told that some of them aren't working in England. Some of our vaccines aren't being recognised.
Is that the AstraZeneca?
I think so. One of them. It's which one did you get?
Pfizer.
Pfizer. You got the Pfizer.
Oh, we got the Pfizer.
That's what we got.
Yeah,
and we're. If it's still a con.
I hate it so much.
All right. Well, you know what, Mick.
I've worked every day.
What the lockdown will last as long as people go along with it. That's what Elvin Brito says. Another great fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like how many, like a guy like yourself that's traveling, overseas to take a fight, how long are they going to keep making you quarantine 2 weeks in a place you're not familiar with? You know what I mean? It's taken away from your training. I know that there's a gym at the location that you're in, but can you really get the full amount of training in that you really want?
Being quite lucky with the training. It's the food.
It sucks,
It's the food I kind of get.
It's the food that you're having a hard time with the food?
Yeah, obviously my wife's not here, so my wife normally cooks everything. But we've got three men trying to cook food, so we're having sandwiches. That's all we're eating.
Yeah, and you don't cut, do you? Do you cut weight?
No, I've got a wife. You don't buy a dog and bark yourself.
Yeah.
Didn't Tyler Goodjohn have a problem too? Because he has to quarantine. He had to quarantine also, on the way here. And it's, I just feel like it's such a pain in the ass. This is the worst. Like you said, you don't have to cut weight. So maybe it's a little bit better for you. But I feel like, all these fighters, they got to move from out of the States. They got to cut weight. It's the worst week of the entire, trip. You got to do all this media stuff, and you got to do weight cuts, and it's just a hassle. Why couldn't you just fly right to Tampa and just chill out? I don't get it.
I think I can in future, as long as I get my P1 visa. Once I get the P1 visa, I think I'll just fly straight in. But for the first one, I can't get the P1 visa till I actually land in America. So it's you've just got to take the hit on the first one.
Yeah, man. I gotta read into more about the visas and stuff. I'm really ignorant with it when it comes to that.
I am too.
Yeah,
I don't know much about them. It was Mozzie got onto it.
The only time I ever left the States is the military brought me out, so I didn't have to fill anything out. They just threw me into a plane and said, "Let's go."
Yeah. We've had multiple trips overseas, but not for the fun reasons. We're doing other kind of fighting, not bare knuckle fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy though, because I've got a couple of American friends who traveling between England and America, and you're allowed to travel into England. And if you're an American citizen, you can go straight back to America. But if you're English, you can't go to America. But if you're American, you can. That's I'm not sure how that works.
Doesn't make sense to me, my friend.
Yeah, none of it makes sense. Hey, I got a real important question right now, because we were talking about food. There's no more steaks left. If you had to order wings, are you a flats guy or a drums guy?
Drums, I would have thought. So anything that's got the most on.
So if it was chicken on steroids and the flats were gigantic, then we take those.
It's all about quantity.
That's very important. I need to know that.
Hey, there he is in the light.
Yeah.
Everybody can get a good look at that face now.
I've just walked into the hotel. Someone had to cover me face for a second.
All right.
Ready, take a look at that face. It's going to be giving and receiving punches from to and from Arnold Adams next week in a very exciting co-main event.
It'll be messed up.
That'll be the co-main event?
That should be the co-main event.
What about the
no, it's not the co-main, huh?
Let me tell you something.
Dude, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not. It's the third fight down on the card, right?
I think they're bigger for the English fans. I think it's a good thing they've done that so the English fans can watch it.
Do it a little earlier?
Yeah, because obviously if it was co-main event, it would be 5 a.m. for us. So I think it's going to be 2 a.m.
That's so wild, though. I would always think that, the big boys, they take the lead, unless there's a championship fight that takes the lead and then down. But I just never understand the cards too much here. Yeah. What do you think about TikTokers on the card fighting? How do you feel about that?
I've never heard of them. Are them American TikTokers? I don't know much about the TikTok myself. I think it's over England. We call them pansies. It's not something I'm into.
Yeah, we were there. We were there for the BKFC 18 weigh-ins, and then they had the BKFC 19 press conference when Britt and Hart kind of went off a little bit about that main event stuff. What do you think about Paige Van Zandt being in the main event in Ostovich, and obviously it's a business move, but do you feel that Britain has a good point here?
Definitely, it's bringing attention to the sport, isn't it? It's at the end of the day, you want people to watch it, and if you've got someone that people want to watch, they'll tune in. And at the end, it's all about expansion, isn't it?
It definitely is. And with this sport being kind of in its infancy, like in the States here, and COVID ruining this for a year. It's been around since 2018 here. And I do think it needs as much exposure as it can get just to try to draw the fans in. It's moving pretty fast in the social media age. So I do think it's doing well. And then bringing over fighters like yourself to expand it to the overseas audience. You know, I just think I think they're doing a good job. They're trying to do the best that they can. Everything comes with flack, you know. You do this, someone's going to say do that. You do that, someone said do this, you know.
I'm a great believer I'm performance related. I'm going to go outside, someone shouting the ball in here. I'm a great believer I'm performance related. So, like, you know, when you get women whinging on about equal rights, if you bring something to the table, you deserve the pay. Hell
yeah. Everybody deserves to get paid. Especially when you're literally
like Paige, she deserves the money she gets.
Yeah. You're like literally putting your life on the line every time you step in there too. And a girl, like, honestly, I mean, not to bring up her looks, but she really doesn't need to fight for a living. She could do other things. She's putting it out there for her, you know, for us as an audience, and you know, we should really appreciate that. And I mean, people can hate the fact that she's in the main event all they want, but it does make a lot of sense in the business sense.
She brings the fans in, doesn't she? It's at the end of the day, all about bringing the fans in.
That's it. Well, you know what, Mr. Mick Terrill, we have had you for 30 minutes of your time. We are excited to see you fight on the 23rd, your debut in the United States against Arnold Adams. Let's give you a second to shout out anybody you want to shout out, say anything you want to say, maybe make a prediction for the fight, and then we'll let you get going.
Yeah, I just want to thank my sponsors. I've got Pete Burton's son. I've got Rob Ward for his paving. I've also got Annie McLean. I've got Dan Vang on his mason arms. Annie McFarlane, sorry. So big thank out to my sponsors and my trainer, Andy Davison, and also my manager, Mozzie. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here.
All right. Well, you are already a legend in the game of bare knuckle, and now we finally get to see you on American soil doing it. Looking forward to it, and thank you so much for your time, sir.
Excellent. Thanks for having us on.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Michael.
Hey.
I have news. Our second guest is in the virtual green room.
Get out. We speak.
He is. I see those flowing locks. I can see
I don't see
locks right down there. And also, I just got word that Miss Britain Hart will be ready to come on right after Sky. So the show is back intact. Let's go ahead and bring our second guest on right now. He will be making his debut at BKFC 19 on July 23rd. What is going on, Mr. Sky? I'm going to try to say your name correctly, and then you could correct me. Moiseichik.
Yeah, Moiseichik. You got it as right as most people are going to get it.
What's going on, man? Hey,
we sat down and listened to different announcers say your name today to try to get that right.
We try to do our best as far as names go, but I got to be honest with you. The three I's in your name really fucking throw me off, my man.
Well, just pronounce all the I's as E's and make it simple for yourself. So Moiseichik.
Moiseichik. Well, see, now when you break it down like that, it just seems simple.
Yeah, where were you today?
It is.
Yeah, where were you around noon today when we were trying to study?
I was getting ready to get all these medicals done, trying to get people to buy some tickets. And then I just ran back here from the gym. You see me just fresh out of the shower. I was out there working with the monster, Dave Mundell, working last minute things, getting ready for this fight, making sure that my legs are there. And I feel great for it. I'm really excited for this.
Hell yeah, man. And you've been around for a while. You fought in a few different companies. You had a belt, you had some Bellator time, you had island fights, and what was it? MXX? Is it Max? MXX?
Yeah, Max FC. That's the number one Latin American thing, right behind Combate. Hey, they were did a lot of shows in Puerto Rico right up until the pandemic. So hopefully they'll start being able to get their shows back going sometime soon. But the pandemic's really put it on everybody. I'm really happy to be in BKFC where they've kind of just kept the ball rolling and just kept pushing through, even with all the stuff going on with COVID.
Hell yeah, man. The superpower UFC has been able to do it, but they have an endless pocketbook. You know what I mean? They could do whatever the hell they want. For BKFC to power through the way they did through COVID, through the entire year, never let off the gas. They kept it going. Being a fairly new company the way they are, they really put their name on the map for sure. It's a really great company.
It's been impressive to watch, and I'm really looking forward to now being a part of it. As far as I know, you guys might want to check the stats on this, but Gracie Clearwater, we got more wins than anybody in BKFC. So we're that's my gym. We've had a bunch of guys fight there before me, so I'm ready to go.
Really.
Who's out of your
gym?
Gustavo Tullio, David Mundell, Jared Warren, Jeff Bailey, Delaney Bailey.
Damn.
So
shit. So the only other camp that I would think out of your gym. Okay. I was gonna say that and you're signed to Smith Brother Combat Sports. You know what it comes down to is I think that Smith Brothers, that management company, has the most wins out of any management company out there. You think so?
I think so too. So I'm aligned with all the right people.
Hell yeah.
So I really love Kevin, and he's working with Lorenzo Hunt and just a ton of guys. But they're not all in that gym. Like everybody's in the gym at Gracie Clearwater, and we get guys who are coming to train with us down there. Like Abby Velasquez, before his first bare knuckle fight, I got to work with him too, right there at Gracie Clearwater. So, great gym there too. And Kevin, he's got a great gym up there at Smith Brothers. Absolutely love it. I'm actually going to be teaching a kids class there tomorrow. So,
what are you teaching? Jiu-jitsu?
Kickboxing.
So,
I do it all. I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I love doing some CJJ too. That new combat jiu-jitsu. I was the first one to bring that to Tampa. And then, all the new stuff I've always been about. And I fought bare knuckle before it was legal or even allowed. Fighting with BYB, Backyard Brawls. So,
which is tomorrow. Another one back. They're back tomorrow night. BYB.
Yeah, I love what Dada's been able to do. Dada 5000, great guy. Shout out to him. I really hope to see a lot of success with that company too. I don't think they have behind them the backing and the focus that BKFC has. BKFC is just killing it.
I know that Mike has one major gripe with BYB. Tell him what it is, Mike.
The ring. I hate it.
The ranking?
The ring. That ring. I hate that triangle ring. I think it's stupid.
The trigon?
Yeah, I think it's ridiculously stupid. At first I was like, oh, a triangle ring. That's cool. And then I watched it. I said, this is lame. I don't like it at all. I think it's dumb. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I really think it's so dumb.
Well, it's going to be interesting having fought in both of them. the triangle makes it easy to cut people off and put them in the corner and really grab hold of them. And I think that the triangle is actually better for me because I can get in there and more easily dirty box. The ring, you've always got your way out. You can never corner anybody.
Yeah.
It's with the round one. And the trigon is really small.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
You might as well just put a couple of people in like a dog kennel, just have them punch each other. I mean, or a batting cage.
Right?
It's so
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Like, why even have the corners? Why not just make like a tiny little rectangle where no one can move? Because that's basically what it is. I can't. I don't know. I hate it. I just don't like it. Can you figure out I don't like this?
Well, I think that's one of the reasons that we're getting more excitement out of the BKFC.
Yeah.
You know, you may have stumbled on one of the reasons that BYB isn't going to be in the same category as BKFC because while the trigon makes them fight,
right.
It's also not allowing so much range. And I don't know. I like fighting in big areas too. So
yeah, there's no like
we'll
moving
see how it
around.
goes.
Right. You can't see like a lot of defense and foot movement. It's like they're just like constantly right in front of each other. And then the ref's like in the way all the time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Now,
but enough about the ring.
yeah. Hey, before we talk about your debut against Jorge Gonzalez, can you talk a little bit about the CJJ combat jiu-jitsu? What exactly are the rules in combat jiu-jitsu? Are you open hand? Can you like open hands, or can you actually like punt? Like, how does that work?
So you can open hand but not just slap, as long as it's any open hand strike, like
So
with the front of the hand. So we still don't let people backhand people. But that might be the next thing to let happen in combat jiu-jitsu. But yeah, it's open hand strikes once one opponent is down. So one of the things that we worked on to add a little wrinkle into it is you can actually drop to one knee and slap your opponent in the face while they're standing. And so it's a little it's fun like that.
So no striking if you're both standing.
No striking if you're both standing. So it makes the fight go to the ground and gives ground and pound jiu-jitsu to a real show, you know. And then for me, it's really normal because if you got into a street fight and you got a guy on the ground, you wouldn't want to punch him in the face. You'd want to hit him with an open hand because you don't want to break your hand. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the hand holds up punching somebody. I think it's been 20 years since I completely let go on somebody with just the fist, you know, without anything on the hand. And
now, would you be interested in a game bred fighting championship bout? Would you take one?
One of the matchmakers for Island Fights and who's helping match for Game Bred is one of my best friends, Devin Adams. I fought him. Oh man, I've been in the game so long, like a decade ago. And we had an absolutely great fight, and he called me up the other day to fight somebody, and I was like, "What's up with this other stuff?" And he was like, "We can get you on in Mexico." So there's going to be I'm going to be doing bare knuckle MMA in Mexico. I don't know the rest of the details of it yet, but yeah, bare knuckle MMA in Mexico. It should be interesting.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. After he fights in the BKFC, you can catch him in Game Bred. You know, Game Bred has potential to be something really, really, really big. You know what I mean? Like Jorge Masvidal and his team there, like really jumped in. Like Mike and I had the conversation probably, 6 months ago that, one of these days somebody's going to bring back bare knuckle MMA. And then boom, sure enough, Game Bread drops that bomb in a press conference a few months back. And then like 1 month later, he was having his first event. So
yeah, quick.
They've been on it.
They've been on it. That's pretty awesome, man. And now let's talk about your debut fight against Jorge Gonzalez, BKFC 19. What do you know? Jorge has one fight in the BKFC, correct? Or
yeah. So he fought Stephen Harris, I guess.
A while back, I think, right? Was it like BKFC 2 or something like that? I think he was.
So I haven't even seen the fight on that. That I guess was a short fight, but that dude's a monster. So I know Jorge's fought a bunch of really, really tough dudes, but so have I. All the guys that I've fought really in my career have been just monsters in one way or another.
Right. And this what weight class is taking place? 145?
Yeah, 145. I see you guys graphic says in Biloxi. It's going to be in Tampa.
Oh, Jesus. You know what? That's my bad. I'm getting 19 and 20 mixed up because I was doing some work for the BKFC 20 card as well at the same time today, so I got my shit mixed up. My bad.
Unbelievable.
Anyways, unbelievable. I'm freaking fired. I'm fired.
It made me worried. I'm just a fighter. I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going. And I could have signed for a fight in Biloxi and not known.
Well, look at that. Tampa, Florida.
There we go.
See how fast that works.
Damn.
Unbelievable. Lightning fingers.
So the odds came out and it says, minus 115 for both of you, even. What do you think about that?
I can see why people find it an even fight, but I think that I really got the edge. I think that's going to be some easy money for some people. Well, it was so.
It's Kyle's making notes. Take some notes.
No. I'm
write that down. He's like, okay, got a bet.
I'd write that down. No, I'm putting $1,000 on Mr. Sky El Chivo Loco.
Yeah, the crazy goat.
The crazy goat. Where'd the nickname come from?
So my daughter's mother, when I was with her, she's Boricua, Puerto Rican. And so she speaks Spanish, and I would chew gum all the time. And she'd be like, "You chew like a goat." So she called me Chivo Loco. At home, and we've got a fight. I was fighting Devin Adams for this fight, I think, and Devin shows up, and he's got American Soldier tattooed across his chest. He just looks the part. He's huge, ripped, like over 175 for a 155 fight. And I'm walking in here, they're all clean cut looking, even before the long hair, no tattoos and anything. And she had never seen me fight. So she was really, really nervous for the fight. So I was like, hey, when I go up, announce me as El Chivo Loco. And I did, and she loved it. And the name just kind of stuck. Like after that, it's really good for my style. I fight a little crazy, stubborn like a goat. So it works for me.
I love it, man. And you won't be the only Loco nickname on the card on the 23rd. I don't know if you knew that, but Tony Loco Soto is also on there. So you got El Chivo Loco and Loco Soto on the same card. There you go. Both making your debuts too. So maybe it'll be a clean sweep for the Loco ones.
I hope so. We're going to make it happen.
All right, my man. So why don't you go ahead and shout out anybody you want to shout out, your sponsors, Smith Brothers, and give us that final prediction before we let you get on here.
I think that I'm going to be first round knockout, actually. First round out of there, in and out real quick. Shout out to Kevin Smith, the Smith Brothers, for getting me on here, putting this fight together for me. Always having my back. Heck, shout out to Jeff Bailey, Gracie Clearwater, everybody out there. And really thank you to David Feldman, BKFC, for providing this opportunity, not only for me, but for the sport as we really grow the sport. Combat sports is really blowing up, and I'm really happy to be a part of it and all the way around. Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate being able to come on here, talk about, promote the fight. I really hope everybody gets on the app, bkfc.tv, get the app, pay a couple bucks. There's tons of fights on there that you can watch, old fights, and then you're going to be able to watch all the new fights. It's like, please, everybody, get the app. BKFC.
It's the easiest money you'll spend as a combat sports fan. Easy money. Yeah. It is inexpensive, and it is unbelievably entertaining. So just get on there, listen to the man. He
$3.99 a month, or you pay $39.99. You get the whole damn year.
His phone's dying.
Oh,
all right, Sky.
Hey.
I
think he went out.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll say goodbye to Mr. Sky. Thank you so much for coming on. Pretty cool dude there. Nice to meet you. And we got one half of the people's main event at BKFC 19. Her name is Britain 5.0 Hart. Oh, look at that shirt.
Damn, that's a nice shirt.
Look. I get brownie points, right?
Hell yeah.
Well, hold on a second, though.
Right. I mean, you yelled at, huh?
No. Oh, well, take a look at Mike.
Check it. Boom.
He's trying
He's
trying to.
Yeah.
Oh, did we not hit it right on the money?
Look at that. I would have had to keep it closed, though, all night, because I hide these things. But like, see? Boom.
That's awesome, man. Great minds think alike. So
it was really my wife that reminded me about it. I have to be honest completely. Because I was like, I had a mission accomplished shirt on. She's like, don't you have a Brent Hart shirt? And I was like, oh, I do, actually. I have it hanging up. So I went and grabbed it. So I have to give her the credit, because otherwise I would have forgot, because I'm an idiot.
Well, it's amazing. She's amazing. So big shout out to her.
The exact words were, "Go get the shirt, you fucking idiot."
Yeah. What are you, an idiot? Total moron? But anyways.
Oh, look who's here. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Monica's here.
What's up there?
Hello.
Oh, okay. So Britton, where the hell were you at 9 p.m. tonight? We were expecting. No, I'm just joking. It doesn't matter where you are.
No, that's just part of it. Like, gosh, fighter's life. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not making. As you can see, I am not making up. We woke up at 7, and I went and ran and did sprints, which was awesome. And then after that, we got ready. We had to come back and get ready, because we went and did this really cool thing. It was really neat, with like this NFT and new thing Bare Knuckle's doing to kind of like have that virtual backstage experience. So when I have more information, I'll definitely share it with you guys, but just know that we're in the works on it, and it just sounds so cool. But then when we did that, we met up with all of our other BKFC fam, and actually Taylor Starling was there, so we hung out with her for a little bit, and then me and Joey had to go take care of some special errands that were really exciting. And then we went to Smoothie King. So that, that always takes a hot second. And then we came back and we did sprints in the pool. So we had our pool workout, and then I had to sit in the hot tub. I had to put sweet sweat and sweat some stuff out. And then after that, I was like, okay, we need to go to the gym at 7. Went to the gym at 7. And then we had some people from Karma Coin and BW Sports One that came in, and they were like, oh, they came by to see us at the gym. So we went out, and like I said, just everything got kind of scrambled that way. And that's when you guys and Kevin were calling me, and I was like, oh no, it's Thursday.
Don't worry about it. You know what we did? We had contingency plans, and everything worked out. So look at you. You went from being the show opener to the main event. So there you go.
Yeah. See, maybe I planned that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Like, one way or another, I'm going to be the main event.
Yeah. So, but we'll talk about that. But you had brought up Joey. Now you are newly engaged, huh?
Yes.
How did the big man pop the question?
I
Oh, Jesus.
know. Right? Get over it.
Oh, look at
So, oh man, it's actually a really, really awesome, really good, cute story. But we went over to Bayside, and well, anyways, but we were over at Bayside, which is right in Miami, and it's one of the like most favorite places for me and Joey to go, and we really like it every time we go out there. So you know how like we're always taking pictures, us damn females, and he's like trying to make it really artistic and do really good, which is totally not normal. I mean, or is normal of him to do. So he's like, look that way. So my back is turned, and I, whatever. And then when I turned around, he's on one knee, and he said, when I first met you, I told you I was going to change your life. And I wasn't lying. You changed my life, and I'm going to change the rest of your life. I love you. And, I just remember it's just like, yes. So it was a magical moment. He picked me up on the dock. There was water, and dolphins came out and formed hearts. It was beautiful.
I mean, guys, look at this. Look at this couple. Like,
Look at that.
would you ever fuck with that couple?
I know. That is such the most epic power couple picture ever. Yeah, that was from today. See,
What one?
And now you guys can
The
see
second one. The second one.
This one's from today?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of those are for today. They were
both of them.
Yeah. We
See how up to date we are?
Yeah.
We're the most squared away show on the internet.
Yeah, this is current affairs here. We know everything.
Yeah, current.
Up to date, man.
Up to date. Up to date. Now,
it was totally unexpected, huh?
Yeah. Well,
because that was right after BKFC 18, no? Like it happened like right after it.
Yeah, I think that he could just I feel like me and Joey are something like really honestly magically special and extraordinary, because it's like when we first met each other, it literally took one conversation and it was like we had known each other our whole lives, whether it was as best friend and I really felt like we loved each other as friends when we first met each other, just because we had so much in common. We had so many things we were related to, and we just had this like, it was really no other way to put it than it was just magical. Like everything that had happened and occurred on the very first night we met was like straight out of a movie, like totally out of a movie. And then from there, it's kind of just progressed. We stayed in really good touch and contact, and it still was always kind of like growing in the chemistry and our foundation on being mentally supportive of each other, even being coast to coast differences away from each other. So when we finally kind of realized that, one, we love each other as human beings, like that was already established really early on, but we love each other more on that deep, like that really deep, like I know what you're feeling without you saying it type of level. And so from there, I've been with Joey since, and then this is going to sound crazy, but this just puts it into perspective to everyone to know that really by this sounding so crazy, it makes it not crazy, because me and Joey have spent every single day together since March 17th. And I don't know about anyone else, but that's kind of a hard, like sometimes, you need your own space or you need your own time or whatever. We've literally been every day. We're not away from each other longer than maybe like a couple hours, and that's maybe. Other than that, we're together every day, and I'm telling you, it's like, and I'm not saying that it's all been perfect and that we're happy and smiling the whole time, but it's been supporting each other when we're sad, when we're down. And if we are sad and down, it's really not for very long, because the other one turns it around so quickly. Anything that he struggles with, I pick up. And then anything I struggle with, he picks up. And it just keeps going. And it's amazing. We wake up every day on how easy and simple our life is, if just following that basic code of, doing what's right and, being there for the other person, and just really basic stuff, and it makes our life even better, because we do spend we have so much in common. We spend so much of it. It's kind of like still, even spending every moment with him, it's still not, I still want to spend more time with him. You know, it's just
All
that
right.
kind of chemistry. So
Well,
anyway, we don't
marriage counselor,
talk about it.
marriage counselor Kyle is going to step in here for a second, and I'm going to help you build an even stronger relationship by asking you what is the most annoying thing that Joey does on a day-to-day basis. Something has to bother you, Britton. Come
Oh
on.
yeah, there's something.
Listen, by you voicing what is annoying to you, he will work on it. And then he will step into the camera and say, yeah, well, you know what fucking annoys me? And he'll say something. And then you two will work on it together. And you'll build a stronger bond. See?
Okay.
Marriage counselor Kyle. I just made that up.
I know. So it's funny. He's actually doing it right now, but he's on his phone. And I'll be like, why are you on your phone? He's on his phone. But, you know, I get it, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, that's been the relationship being peace and understanding. But sometimes I'm like one of those people that like to live in the present moment and like to be outside and doing stuff. And then, you know, some people, it's just hard in the world we live in. And you're always on your phone because your email, work, social media, friends, family, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, if anything, if that's the only thing I have to say, I'm like, you're on your phone all the time. He's like, no, I'm not. And then I'm like, yeah, look at my TikTok video. You're on your phone.
And then he's like, yeah, but you're on TikTok, so you're on your phone.
Yeah, but
I was going to say, he might say the exact same thing.
I do the same thing too.
But honestly, in the business that you guys are in, having a social media presence is extremely important. As stupid as that sounds and as bad as that sounds, you really, truly need to have a social media presence so people can know who the fuck you are, because people are always on their damn phones. I mean, it's a vicious circle. So don't hate on them.
That's why I said, you know, honestly, if I had to pick one thing, that's the far-fetched thing. That other than that, I think Joey's perfect. He doesn't do anything that bothers me. And I think that's just more of just, like I said, just loving him. But no, I get it. And you know, we don't get in any bad fights. It's just, if I have to have a pet peeve, he doesn't
eat cereal in the bed right next to you while you're trying to watch TV.
Oh my God, I do that, and it bothers him. And
I do that too.
I do that.
I do that all the time to Steph, and she's always like, "Really?" I'm trying to watch Housewives.
When I went to get food for the first time and eat it in bed, he was like, "Oh no," and I was like, "Wait, what?
We don't eat in our bed.
You don't do that?" And he was like, "No, like it gets everywhere and gets in the bed. Like let's go eat somewhere." And I'm like. I remember the first time I actually did bring a snack to bed. I was like, come on, it's really easy. And he let me. So he's really also very peaceful and understanding when it comes to that. But it was funny because the first time he was like, absolutely not. And I think I specifically said, you don't ever eat cereal. I use cereal because I always eat cereal.
Me too. Bed. Love cereal.
Me too.
You know what I do in bed that really bothers my wife?
Snore?
I breathe.
She'll
be like, hey, you're making that noise again. And I'll be like, what noise? She's like, you're making a noise. I'm like, oh, breathing? Sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Let me fucking hold my breath over here.
Oh my God, you guys are
there she is in the comments popping up.
Hold on. There's nothing more annoying than listening to someone eat cereal. Oh, Steph. Butt out, would you?
So funny.
This is my time down here. It's her time up there.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good Goonies quote there.
Yeah, that's a Goonies reference. Okay, let's get down to business, Britton Hart. Well, okay. First of all, before we get down to business, I asked you last time you were on this show if you were going to be Britton 5.0. And you said, you know what? I think I'm going to stick with Britton 4.0 for now. And now all of a sudden you're goddamn 5.0. Yep. I feel betrayed.
I know, and you know what? At least it shows the authenticity and how evolved.
Now I'm cried twice on this show today.
I know. I'm letting you guys down. Damn. No, I seriously wasn't gonna change it. I literally just honestly, and the girl who makes my trunks, like I can even show you the email. I told her to put 4.0, and literally just last week. I had like this crazy epiphany in my head and thought, and I was like, you know what? No, I am 5.0. There's no way I can't go in this fight as 4.0 because I'm not 4.0. When I was 4.0, I didn't have Joey. You know, when I was 4.0, I wasn't in Miami. When I was 4.0, you know, I was 1 and 2. So, there's a lot of things that have changed. And even though maybe a fight hasn't gone by, it's like 6 months. So like half a year is a
But
good
life-changing
amount of
events
time
have
to
happened.
change a lot on on what you're doing. And you'll see, but I feel different like all the way around. Like, I mean, I really do. Like, it's amazing. Like, I wake up every day and I'm so grateful and blessed. And when I listen to like motivational things on like pushing through pain and how your life is going to be so much better, and I'm just like, damn. I remember listening to them and having a different feeling than the feeling of like, I'm going the right way. Not, am I going the right way? It's like, no, I am right where I belong. And I think that just comes with the level change. So yeah, I changed it to 5.0. But
Nah,
So-
I'm
it's okay.
literally
We're not.
just a couple days
We're
ago.
we're not mad about that.
So
We're not
you-
mad at all.
Okay. Well, you inspired the thinking process because I was like, am I? And I was like, no. And then
Nice.
and then it kept playing with me. So now I'm for sure. I'm going in 100% confident that I am leveled up.
Hell yeah.
Well, I've been paying attention to Box R Studios, and I watched most of the YouTube videos. Not just like the lead up to the fights, but like the training videos that were made. I think even before you joined the gym, with like Mateo and his training and Jason. And I think it looks like a great place. They seem like they're really good trainers. You think they're really adding a lot to your game?
Oh yeah, for sure. And what's crazy about it is that between Joey, Jason, and Mateo, they're all very different. Like very, very different. And that's a great thing because when I'm working with Joey, I get one complete piece. And then when I'm working with Mateo, I get another complete piece. And then when I'm working with Jason, I get this other complete piece. And then when they're together, oh my gosh, when I have all three of them in the same room,
It's like Voltron.
it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Power Rangers.
wild because they're all like feeding off of each other. They're like, that's what I'm saying. It's like Shark Week. Like we're a bunch of sharks. Like it's like, oh, this one is correcting my hand placement. This one's correcting my feet placement. This one's reminding me fucking dig deep and give it my all. It's just they like have everything. Like they're really attacking my mind, body, and soul when I have them all together. And then also it's kind of cool because they are different. It's kind of like something more in my tool belt, my arsenal that like, hey, we can, like tonight, for example, we can plan for plan A, but plan B and plan C might be an issue, might be a thing. So now we're ready for it. And we have these different like protocols in place to fix it. And I think that, that's a lot of what training is. It's like, I'm not training for a fight. I'm training for life. And that's what I'm in the gym for every day. It's not necessarily July 23rd. It's for the rest of my life and how I'm going to handle and cope with different situations that arise.
Is that what your corner is going to look like on the 23rd? Jason, Mateo, and Joey?
Yes, it is.
All three of them?
Mhm.
It sounds like a freaking all-star team, to tell you the truth. So you really do sound like you're in such a good place right now. Now let's talk about your.
Oh, and I do have to add too. I do want to add the Diaz brothers into it too. So don't let me forget them, because if I could have them in my corner, and I don't know, you never know. Like I said, plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but they have helped me too. So having them push me and being like my sparring partners, and Dave especially has been like extra motivational and just done a lot of great things. So I want to throw them into that mix as well. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, don't worry about that. I got to tell you, after talking to the Diaz brothers, I know Miguel is kind of quiet, but only quiet because David never stops.
But he's like funny.
He is.
He's funny.
I would, if I was you guys there at Boxar Gym, I would pitch like a reality show, like for real, because you guys have a cast of characters there between yourself and the Diaz brothers, and then Mateo and Jason, and then the big man like standing in the back on his phone. You know what I mean? Like you guys could really fucking kill it on TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for him to say. But yeah, you know what? I think that they're trying to do that. I don't know if you guys
Oh,
have
really?
like got wind of it and followed it, but Boxar has like 7 episodes. It was kind
Yes.
of geared to the BKFC 18. So it
Right.
said it was like BKFC Road to BKFC 18 from Boxar or something like that. But
It was fantastic.
it was so it was so
It was
good.
very
And I
good.
thought that it was kind of like that reality TV show kind of feel.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They could take that product right there, pitch it to like an actual network, and like really make something big out of that, because it was, like Mike said, it was a fantastic product, and it was like really fun to watch. So
It was
you know,
made really well, and I ran into the guy who puts it together, and he
Daniel?
was with you. What's his name?
Daniel,
Okay, so I met him after the fights, and I had to tell him like, "Hey,
so good.
it's so good, I love it," and he was like really like so genuine and happy about me approaching him to tell him how good I thought it was, because I've started doing stuff for our show, you know, and get into video editing, and I just told him like how much I appreciated this and how you do this and that, and then he was like very like super nice, but like he was like, man,
almost
like, I want
emotional
to
about it.
yeah, almost like pretty emotional, and he was like, I want to shake your hand, and he so I never really after that night I was like, I can't remember what his name is, but I don't know if we could give him a shout out, because I think he does a fantastic job, and I know he puts a lot of time and effort into it.
Absolutely. And talk about being a real fighter. He just got out of the hospital today. He had surgery for cancer, so he's been undergoing a lot of cancer treatment. So he's been doing that and produced all that for the gym, for Boxar, and for the fighters, going through, just a way crazier fight than any of us could imagine is going through that. But he did get out of the hospital, so big shout out to him too. And then his work is stellar. He's amazing.
So it's Daniel. Does he have a business or something that we can like shout out to, like give him like maybe some recognition, maybe some work, or if anybody sees it?
See, Joey, this is why you're on your phone all the time.
We'll get back to that.
We'll
get back.
There's nothing you can't find on the internet, man.
Yeah.
You go on to one of those YouTube videos and look in the credits for it. I'm sure we'll find Daniel's name.
Mm-hmm.
But now we really have not touched it. You have a fight coming up, against Jenny Savage. Is the beef real? This beef is real. Do you truly, you guys hate each other as much as it appears so?
Yes.
And talk a little bit about this fight. How are you preparing? Are you preparing any different this time because of the true beef between you and your opponent? What's going on?
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you got to stay grounded and leave emotion out of it. And, it's not personal. But it's like, fuck that. It is personal. Like, and that is part of being a fighter and part of the reason why we are fighters and why we are the way we are. It's very personal. And to me, it's a super personal fight. I think she made it personal. Again, there's a long, crazy backstory to it. And it comes from the first day I met her to like every day that her presence is in my life is just annoying. So, I can't wait to rid myself of that. But for her, it seems like she's all over the place in what she wants to say, but these are the facts, and anyone can back up and prove it. And if I was petty enough and I had enough time in my day, I would have screenshot it. But really, I have my own personal life that's amazing that I'm trying to carry on with and not worry about hers. But she, like, from the get-go, whatever, if it was a misunderstanding, it was kind of a little squalor there. But then she took it to social media and she was like, just very slanderous, saying that I did drugs and that I was alcoholic and, taking other screenshots and trying to get me in trouble with people back home and just stirring the pot, which to me, again, you can call me a bitch or annoying or you don't like me, whatever. And you can say I'm a shitty fighter or whatever, but don't bring other people that I love and care about into it. So when she brought like some other people that I care about a lot, when she brought them into the mix and got their feathers all ruffled, I'm like, whoa, all right, now you're fucking with my personal life and you're taking this way too far and for things that aren't even facts, things that you literally know little about. So, there's that whole component. it does kind of seem like she's chilled out a little bit. Like, you know, it's kind of crazy because our fight is next week. So you would think that the shit talking would be kind of more amped up. Or maybe it's I just don't give a fuck anymore. Because I really, you know, I know, like you say, so I really haven't been reading too many comments because when I do read them, especially like right now, sometimes I just think about like it gets under my skin a little bit. And I don't need that stuff right now. I don't need that negativity. You know, I need to focus on my team at Boxar, you know, Joey, my kids back home, Peyton and Paris, you know, my best friends. That I need to focus on those things. Like those are the things that are real and matter. And I don't need to worry about these people saying that if I would have gone one more round, I would have got knocked out with Paige Van Sant, or maybe if I was hotter, I'd get main event. Like, I don't really need to worry about that shit. So I kind of stay away from it. So whether Jenny, I don't know if she is talking shit or not, but if she is, it doesn't surprise me. But I think that maybe she does kind of, I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to think for her because who knows what the hell she's thinking. But I know for me, it's personal for those reasons. I'm going to beat her ass. And you know, if she chooses to apologize to me after, that's on her. But I know that she has an ass whooping for bringing my personal friends and family into our beef. And then really, you know, I have a stage to set for BKFC in general. Like you have other females, you know, this is really exciting time for females coming into BKFC. And I think it's really time to show who is the top dog and who is deserving of that vacant belt. 2 vacant belts that are sitting there. And, you know, I want them more than ever. And, you know, I want to show that I worked for it and I deserved it. And then after this fight, I'll be basically the one female with the most experience. So, you know, I'll have more fights than any. So it shows that I've stayed around and that I do want this to go through 5 bare knuckle fights, you know, and fight anybody, you know, and the top people and on main events and now co-main event. You know, that's the level that I'm at. So why don't I have the title yet? Why am I want that title? So for me, Jenny Savage is also personal there in the fact, like, 1, because of her, but also 2, it's personal in the fact that I want those belts and she's in my way of it. So I need to remove her and get her out of my way so I can make that dream come true. So she's really fucking up by standing in my way of getting those belts. So I'm looking at it on that level too, you know, not trying to make it personal and about silly girl shit and, oh, they said this about me and they said this. I'm not even trying to make it like that. Like, you're in my way of being the fucking best and fighting for this damn title that I think I deserve. So, yeah, there's that too.
Go ahead, Kyle.
No, have you ever like looked into her life and realized how many similarities the two of you have?
Oh, no.
Other than personality, no, personalities are different for sure, but you're both mothers. You both, you know, had like a rough go with your ex. You know what I mean? Like, you do have similarities. You're both like gritty ass fighters. You both got mouths on you. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of similarities. Maybe that's why you guys fucking beef so bad, because, you know, she did bring personal shit into it, and you could have definitely done that right back to her because she does have the back. But you didn't. So that's the one similarity. But you know, you are both mothers. You're both beautiful women. You both have a, you know, you both been through some rough shit to get where you're at today. I don't know. I just like, when I was looking into the two of you and then talking to the two of you, I definitely understand the beef, but I definitely understand, like, I used to fucking, and I know that doesn't really matter, but I used to beef with this kid back in fucking school, like way back in the day. It was one of those situations where you fight somebody and then you end up becoming best friends with them. You know what I mean? Not saying you're gonna, right. But I always thought I fucking hated this kid, but it turns out I fucking hated him because, you know, we've been through a lot of the same shit. And then when we fucking threw down afterwards, we realized, like, you know what? We're not so fucking different, dude. And we ended up being decent friends afterwards. I don't know. Could you see yourself being friendly with her afterwards? I guess that's what I'm coming to.
No.
Not at all. No similarities, no nothing. Fuck that girl.
And what I was gonna ask was, this happens.
I'm not usually like that either. I'm not usually like that. But then again, I'm one of those people, and people who really, if you wrong me, like literally wrong me, So basically, if you fuck with my kids, my money, or people that I love and care about, you don't like that. There's like a no coming back from that.
Okay.
But there are some, there's really no coming back. And if there is coming back from it, it's like severe apology and like public. Like if she was to go publicly and be like, hey Britton, I'm really sorry for saying this and this about you. I can see that you are a role model to young females, that you are a great fighter. If she was to do that, yeah, I'm all, I would say, you know what? Thank you. I needed that in order for me to move on and forgive you. But without that, hell no. I don't care whatever happens in that ring. I don't care whatever happens in that ring. I am leaving that ring with the same hate and resentment that I walked in it with her for those very reasons. And it's not anything an ass whooping is going to solve unless she wants to give me an apology. Because me giving her an ass whooping isn't an apology. It just makes me feel better about saying that I'm right. But sometimes that's not what you always want to hear, And I think, if Jenny was to say and apologize publicly, yeah, we could squash the beef and walk away. But no other way am I ever coming out of that ring being friends with that girl.
So what I was gonna say, so basically never say never, right? That's what's never say never, but probably not.
Right.
But what happens often, and today, because Paige was on the bare knuckle in-house podcast, with Brian and Rob, it always gets brought up in the comments or on the show that the whole thing where she walked up into the ring was staged. And I feel like I got to be like, no. I was there. Like I watched, I saw your family. I saw you. I saw her go in and come back out. I saw the security walk over. So if it was staged, no one was in on it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand who would have been in on it. So do you mind like telling the people like how it was not staged? Like, it just drives me nuts that people say that was staged. And I unless I'm just a complete mark, I don't know.
No, I know. I hear people say that too. And I'm just like, I just kind of laugh again. That goes back to that like keyboard warrior type of thing. Like people have no idea what they're talking about. Like if it was staged, I think it would have been, executed a lot nicer. Because when she did it, she got rushed out. It kind of made things a little weird. I wish I would have known, I would have been more bullet point and precise on what I said instead of just rambling on she's trash. But whatever.
Trash. She's trash. That's what you said.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh man, but
it was a heat of the moment thing though. That's why it was pretty genuine.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I just had this 5. I mean, we're talking about bare knuckle, guys. Like,
War.
I mean, fighting is like the most cardio you can do. Like, you can be in like killer shape and go out and do freaking 5 3-minute rounds, 5 2-minute rounds, even 5 1-minute rounds, sprint, like boom, 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 boom. And you're going to be just like, and especially if, if you have any damage to you, got to think my lower teeth were, whatever, they were messed up. My front tooth was messed up. I'm sitting here thinking about all this other stuff and emotions, and I don't want to deal with some girl coming up in my face saying whatever she wanted to say. Like, it's just crazy, it really is. But again, we're only human and think, I feel like she was in better control of her emotions because she's just sitting ringside watching a fight. So I really think that she, the responsibility and accountability goes to her on making such a dumb move. And I kind of think that's why I think people, another thing, they're like, oh, Britton, you're cocky and being arrogant and you called her low level and that she's an easy win. And I'm not saying that she's low level in the fact that she's not a good fighter or that she's had some really good scraps in the cage and that she's gritty, because that's how this whole beef started. And I was complimenting her on how good of a fighter she was. So I take it in low level in the fact of her character and what she did and the choices that she made, which I do think makes us two totally different people, because I would never do that. And then, and just to say, as far as it's easy for me because you made it personal. You fueled my fire to hate you and I want to wake up every morning at 7 and do sprints and run and hit the bag as hard as I can, imagining in your face to knock you out. Like, you did that. Like, without it just not even being a competition or sport, you know? So I don't know. But yes, to everyone, newsflash, it was not staged at all. At all.
And you know what? And like she went in there and took your shine that night, and that pissed you off. But but I almost feel like BKFC is, stepping on their own nuts, if you will. Like they will say one thing after that event. They talked about her getting up in the ring and security should have stopped her or whatever. But then this very past event, it happened twice in one night. Lorenzo Hunt went in the ring. 2 fights later, Alex Nicholson and some other dude are confronting Joey Beltran in the ring. Like, when are they going to stop these guys, these people, from getting in and taking away from, you know what I mean? And like, we're friends with Lorenzo. We love Lorenzo, but Lorenzo did it too. And then Joey was coming off another big win, and he's got 2 guys standing in front of him, and nobody's fucking escorting these guys out of the ring. Nobody stopped Jenny from getting in the ring. How do you feel about that? Because one, it happened to you, and then it happened to your soon-to-be husband. So, you know what I mean? It's like they need to beef up the security or something.
Right. Well, and it happened to me twice. But I would say, when I went over to Paige and said something, and she came up in the ring with me, it was like, that was more of like an appropriate time to come in the ring when it's not
setup.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and even that wasn't planned or, but it was just the right thing to do. So kind of was more organic how that made sense. And I think now people are just, I think it's really wrong. I think that, first off, when I was in the ring with Joey and those 2 people came in, I was literally like, again, just like Jenny Savage, who the fuck are they? Like, nobody knows who you are. No. Nobody knows what beef you have, or if there is any beef, and where'd you come from, and you haven't even fought BKFC yet, So to me, that's just, and Joey handled it so well too, but it was really weird.
It was very confusing.
I think, and it is confusing. Like, people are like, whoa, like, are they friends, or like, what?
That one was by far the most bizarre out of all of them, because literally nobody really knew who the hell those 2 guys were that went in the ring. And then when Alex Nicholson started talking, he was like, I'm not going to steal your moment. It's all respect. You already have. I'm going to give you your moment, but blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember what he said. I just remember that he told him he's not going to interrupt him and steal his moment, but he was literally doing it as he
said it. Right.
So
I know, what idiots. But, basically, I don't know. It does suck. It's kind of one of those things too. You got to be really careful with it, because now it's like, well, shit, anything goes. Like, before, I would never put my hands on a fighter outside of the ring or when our fight's not scheduled. One, because I'm petrified that I'm going to go to jail for assault and battery, and I'm trying not to go down that road. But, I'll be fined, or my license will be stripped. Like, I used to be threatened that a lot back in the day. So I have that, like, fear inside, like, oh, if I do something wrong, I will lose my license. But now that you see people smacking each other and doing all sorts of crazy shit, it's kind of like, well, damn, So
what are the boundaries, right? Well, that's what it comes down to. Like, now, how much can we get away with is when it starts to get it opens Pandora's box to, like, potentially fucking catastrophe if you don't get a hold of it soon. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think that's what's happening right now, especially, unless, like I said, it would almost be like, it has to be WWE-ish, and that way people know and are okay with it. Because if not, I think there should be some consequences. Like, you don't fight, your license is, removed, you're fined, whatever, if that's what they got to do. Because, that's how, when I first started boxing, that's what I was always under the impression of. And I remember one time, some girl was we were going back and forth on it. And, I said I would murder her. And when I meant murder, I meant like murder her in the boxing ring. Like, my skills would murder her. And she took that and called the boxing commission, and they had to call me, and I had to go through like this protective order shit. And
oh my God,
nightmare. And this was me over just joking, like, girl, shut up. I would murder you. Like, so to me, I have it in my brain because I had to go through that. Like, those are the don'ts in combat sports.
It sounds like whatever commission you were dealing with right there now run Facebook. because my wife got a 24-hour Facebook ban for commenting on one of these shows, and she said I would kill you both, to me and Mike. We were talking some shit and we were saying that we were gonna go do some whatever, and she was like, I'll kill you both if you do that. Boom. Right. Boom, like instantly she got banned for 24 hours from Facebook.
Yeah, and see, I find that a normal thing to say, but some people be like, no, Britton, you can't say you're going to kill someone online. I'm like, well, really mean
you just have to do the air quotes when you do it. You know, you say, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like that. And then it could mean anything. I'm going to kill you today.
All right. So why don't you go ahead and give us a prediction on your fight with Miss Jenny Savage, and do you envision an outcome, and what is that outcome that you're seeing happen?
For me, since it's so personal, I mean, when I look at a sport, I like really try to show my like technique and skill and, you know, whatever. But now that it's personal, you know, honestly, my goal is to have the fastest woman knockout in BKFC history. So that's my prediction. I'm really good. So that's what I want. I'm going for it.
But you're not going to murder her.
Not really murder her. But I'm going to murder her.
It's funny you say that, because just the other day, Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor at the weigh-ins, when Joe Rogan sent the mic in front of his face, he said, blah, 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 blah. Conor said, I'm going to teach this man not to take kindness for weakness. He's fucking dead. I'm going to murder you tomorrow night. You're dead, man. He said that on the stage. Nobody thought shit about it, but Bret Hart just fucking talked to.
I know, right? Like, that is my luck in my life. Like,
well,
unreal.
Yeah, that's why I'm, you know, I try to be the nice guy most of the time. But then sometimes I'm like, dang, it just, you know, it's like a little bit over the edge each time until it's like, bam, all right.
You know, and we got you for a half an hour here. We thank you so much for coming on. We didn't even touch on your mic drop moment. I feel like you probably talked about that enough, though. Right?
It is what, I mean, it is what it is. You know, again, it's kind of like, you know, I just think that I'm fighting for like a lot of people and like real fighters and for women on that level. Like, hey, we want to be treated like equals too, and we're here trying to battle for the top dog and fighting. You know, you don't see the guys sitting there saying, oh, well, the guys get main event spot if they have, you know, if they're porn stars and have an OnlyFans, and if they're really hot, you know, like, oh, well, that guy should have been really hot. He would have got, you know, then he would have been main event. They don't say that. They look at who's the best fighter, you know, who's got the best record, who's been doing something, who's active, who's exciting, all those, you know, factors that deal with fighting. So for me, it's kind of just like, it's just frustrating that way, as far as like, again, I don't want to hear that like, oh, well, maybe you should have had an OnlyFans, or maybe you should have bigger tits, or maybe you should be hotter and then you'd be main event. It's like, wow, none of those things have anything to do with fighting whatsoever. You guys are missing the whole complete point on why I'm pissed off and upset. And it's not, again, it's not because of Paige. Like, again, I'm not mad at Paige. Like, she just happens to be that girl that's standing there in that spot. You know, do I wish that she would do, you know, I wish she would do more for like women's sports. I wish that she would be more like vocal about, you know, that kind of stuff. Hey, whatever, to each his own. I'm not going to tell her how to be, you know, her, and any more than she's going to tell me how to be me. She's her own person. But, and the fact of being main event and being in fighting and being a star in fighting, I think you should have those qualities and be a good fighter and have fighting as your life and do it every day because you love it, not because you have to or it makes you money. So
it comes down to earned versus like, you deserve it, but it's because you earned it. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You know, you're not looking for a handout. Like you're not pouting like, I want this main event. You have earned that main event. by actually beating one of the girls that is in the main event. So you made the most sense in the whole fucking world. We actually talked to you the day before, and we were like, man, how the fuck are you not in the main event? It didn't make any sense to anybody who has any like right state of mind when they're fans of combat sports. You just beat her and you're fighting under her. So what the hell? It doesn't make any sense. It's about earning your spot, and you, like, we and many people believe you have earned that, and then it you know what I mean? You just go out there, you give them a fight of the night performance, you show them what the people's main event is, and you show them that they fucked up.
Yeah, basically, that's definitely basically the mindset going forward, so we can make it undeniable one day, and I think eventually people will start to see and it will show. So I guess I just have to work a little harder.
And Mike and I will not make it down to this one. We're heartbroken for this one, but we have some military obligations that weekend. So unfortunately, we will not be present for this victory here. Ridiculous. Goddamn Uncle Sam and his army. You know what I mean?
I totally understand. We, appreciate you for what you do. Been there, done that, so I know what that's about, and I know that's a sacrifice as well. So
yeah, so we will be watching. We'll be covering it on our show, but just not live this time. And we hope to have you on afterwards. No matter what happens, we need to talk to you about it again, and hopefully, Joey will have his next opponent, lined up after this event as well, because Mick Terrill will be fighting Arnold Adams, and either one of those with Joey is phenomenal. So,
oh yeah, I think I think that's either way, because I think Joey, I don't want to speak for him, but I think that one, he wants to, go back and fix the thing with Arnold Adams, like, of course. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome that he wants to do that, and I totally see that point. But then it's like, I think some other people are saying that this other guy is like the best bare knuckle fighter, and this and that, and that's kind of got to get under someone's skin when they're sitting on the 3-time defending belt. Like, whoa, wait a minute, like, no, I'm the best. So it's kind of like, if someone else is going to call somebody the best, you want to kind of go for them. So I think like that's part of the reason why I love him so much too, is, inspiring that he always wants to be challenged to beat the best, to prove, and because he proved and earned it too, that he is pound for pound the best bare knuckle fighter.
Hell yeah. Well, you know what? What do you say, Mike? We got Britton Hart on once again. She delivers a fucking rock solid interview as always. We cannot wait to see you on the 23rd. Fight Miss Jenny Savage. And why don't you go ahead, shout out anybody you want to shout out some sponsors, Smith Brothers Combat, of course, and then let you get on out of here.
Boom, bam, awesome. Well, yeah, definitely want to shout out you guys. I always have a blast. I think you guys are hilarious. You made my night, so I appreciate you. Definitely Kevin with Smith Brothers Combat Sports. And then we already mentioned Boxar, but I want to say huge shout out to Koi CBD and Karma Coin. They have helped me tremendously through this fight camp. And then Knuckle Up, BW Sports 1, Spartan Meal Preps has helped me with my meal prep here in Miami. I have NatFet San Diego, Palms and Paws out from the West Coast. So, it's amazing to have my team so spread out and come together. Fusion CBD products, Martial Arts Experience, Elite, also out on the West Coast, the Cryo Room here in Miami, B-Lit Organics, and Kling Law. And then the lasting one is Daniel Blacknet. So he's the one who does the videographer. So I don't know exactly what his business is called, but we'll just go ahead and say his full name so you can follow him. He has a GoFundMe account on not Facebook, on Instagram too, that if you want to follow and kind of help his journey, that would be amazing. But
if you send me or Mike the link to that GoFundMe, we'll share it to our page too.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. You were incredible. And as always, it's been wonderful. I can't wait to do it again.
All right. Everybody go follow her social medias. They're at the bottom right there. And thank you very much for your time. Go slap the phone out of Joey's hand, would you? All right. See you later.
He's hiding now. He might think he's in trouble.
All right. Bye, Britton. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yep. Great friend of the show.
Look at that. Things worked out. Yeah. Good
Dude,
friend of the show.
You know what, guys? Sometimes shit just happens, and it all works out in the end.
That's right.
You get a couple consummate professionals, constipated professional. What's the word?
Yeah, that's what it. No, that's it. That's it. Constipated professionals.
A couple of constipation professionals over here.
Mhm.
We're always doing the right thing. Fucking delivering
None
that
better.
energy. None better.
We just keep the show rolling, as it's supposed to be, just going and going. And I think we got a little lucky tonight with a little, maybe I don't know if it was so much luck, but we did get a little bit of help. So we'll have to shout out Kevin Smith from Smith Brothers, because I think he did a little bit of work behind the scenes to help us out there, because we were going to kill like a half an hour or more until Sky got on here. But
yeah, and then Mick came through. Thanks to Mr. Kevin Smith. Thank you. Mick Terrill was nice enough to come on early. He gave us a solid half hour of his time, and you know what? We really got to know him a little bit, and I'm really excited to see him fight in America for the first time. He's fighting a former champion for the BKFC, Arnold Adams. That should be amazing. Could be a fight of the night. You know what? I don't know Sky person, like I don't really know him. I'm going to go back and watch a lot of his fights, because I really want to get to familiar with him prior to his BKFC debut. But we know Britain, we know Jenny Savage, we know Britain, we know Jenny, we know Arnold, and we know Mick. Both of those fights, dude, have potential to be, to steal the night. So those are two fight of the night. And then also, I believe we talked to a guy named Josh Sykes last night who's going to be fighting Tony Loco Soto. Look for that one to be a fireworks show as well. So
that'd be awesome.
And then you got the boobs and the violence in the main event. It's going to be a hell of a event. If you guys have not gotten the app, $3.99 a month. I don't know what you're doing with your life. They just got this child tax thing passed, so you got an extra couple shekels in your bank account
if
these
you have
days.
A kid, anyways.
Yeah, if you got a kid, you have no other reason but to spend some of the government's money. Yeah, $39.99, buy a full year, and fucking watch some fights, man. These fights are top notch. You got DJ Tony on the ones and twos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I actually go when it all comes down to it. I just stand in front of DJ Tony and just look up at him. I'm like, damn, man, he's so good. So good.
My computer just started acting crazy.
Yeah, you look like you get startled there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I wasn't sure, like
fancy crazy.
You might have shit your pants or something. This was a good episode, and with Britt and Hart, like we didn't dive too much into the Paige stuff, because that was before. She's doing the it's Jenny Savage right now. Focus on that fight. But what do you think happens if Britain wins this fight? Not in the fight, but if Britain wins the fight, and you do think that Paige is going to win, right? I mean, I feel like that's got to be the overall. I give it like an 80-20. That's
I do.
That might be.
I actually think it's guarantee almost.
Right. So, do you think that Paige fights?
They run it back.
Do you think they run it back because there's something else going on, right?
Beck Rollins.
Yeah. So Beck Rollins. It was announced on last week's episode of the Bare Knuckle podcast, and let me play it real quick right now.
Okay. Beck Rawlings is coming back to BKFC in the fall. We're dotting the I's and crossing the T's right now. She's actually it looks like she's getting married. We tried to get her to fight in September. It looks like she's getting married in September, so it looks like a October, November-ish, but she's definitely coming back, and we welcome her back.
So
okay, so Monica says in the comments that Beck wants Paige, and that's the only reason why she's coming back. So with that said,
they're gonna fucking eat a whole bunch of shit, that fucking company, if Paige wins this fight and they get Beck and her fighting for the title. Man,
nope,
dude,
can't
shit's
do that.
Gonna fucking hit the fan, because not only do you have Britt and Hart, but on the other side,
you got Christine Faria. You got Christine Faria.
Dude.
Dude. So, but what if fucking Taylor Starling comes out and just absolutely murks this other girl again. Like, not that the other girl's a big name or anything. I know her. I know Cassie Robb, and I know she has experience, but her record isn't anything to be excited about. So Taylor is.
I think Taylor fight Paige.
Taylor Paige, Britain Beck. That makes more sense to me. If Britain beats Jenny, Beck comes back.
What happens with Christine?
Dude, I love. You know what? We're friends with Misfit. Friends, she's friends with the show just like everybody else is, and we've had nothing but good things with her. But it really does seem like there is a kink in the relationship between BKFC and her, and I do not know why they can't get her a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't. And honestly, it fucking hurts me to say this. I don't see her getting a fight anytime. Like, if it's not Beck Rollins, is it Britain? When like after the Jenny Savage fight, Britain wins. Do they give Britain another shot at Christine for the title? And then they make Britain Christine the title fight.
I would have thought, now I would think that because Britain is fighting now, and she's going to need a little time, maybe not, to recover.
I mean, maybe.
She's not going to fight in August. August is a couple months away.
But David Feldman just said in that
she's
video
not coming
that
back.
Beck will be ready for October.
Right.
So should Beck, so should Britain, and so should Paige. If Britain and Paige both win, July to October is plenty of time for them to recover for their next fight. You get Britain and Christine for the vacant title. Let Beck fight Paige
in November.
On the main event title fight: Christine Faria, Britain Hart.
Wait, you say Beck and Paige?
Yes, on the co-main. No, why not?
Never.
Why not?
Why?
Why
for
not?
The title?
No. Are you listening to what I said?
No, she's not. Beck's not going to come back with no title. She's going to be in the title shot. First shot title. She's not going to fight with no title.
No.
Yeah, she's fighting for that title right away, immediately.
No way. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
You know what I'm saying? She's not going to go into a fight and not fight for a title.
They are not going to make Paige versus Beck for a title. So it doesn't make sense. So what they say is Christine and Britain main event for the title, Beck versus Paige co-main event. Beck wants Paige. It won't be for a title. You pay her sufficiently and say the winner of that one gets the winner of Christine and Britain for the title.
I don't think that's not going to happen. I don't see it.
Makes the most sense to me.
It might make sense, but I can tell you, and you should know by now, that BKFC
don't make sense.
Sorry, guys, you guys don't make sense.
That's what makes sense. And I hope the matchmakers are watching this, because Beck wants to come back and she wants Paige, but she also wants a title. But you can't have both. So fucking pick one.
I think she can.
No, she cannot. There's not.
She was the champion. She's the one who left.
No. But if she wants Paige, she's coming back and she wants to fight Paige.
Yeah.
And she also wants a title.
Who says she wants to fight Paige, though?
I'm hearing things, my man.
But I've never heard it from her.
Well, let's get her on the show and we'll fuck.
That's what I'm saying. I've literally never, not one time, heard her say I want to fight Paige.
Well, she fought
from
Paige.
Her mouth.
Okay. Well, people say she wants Paige. So if she wants Paige or she wants a title, she has to pick one or the other. And that would be Christine Faria and her for a title. Then that would be the one. Now, what do you say about this? If Paige wins against Rachel, Britain beats Jenny, and then in October, Beck versus Misfit for the title, co-main event, Paige and Britain run it back. The winner of that gets the title shot next. Does that make more sense? Either way, Beck's not fighting Paige for a title, or she's fighting for a title. That's all it comes down to. There's not a fucking. They could never in a million years make sense to the masses that fucking Paige Van Zant's fighting Beck Rollins for the title. Never. With a 1-1 record, they could never make that fight. as much sense as they don't make all the time.
Yeah.
They do a decent job matchmaking. They don't make a lot of sense with their marketing and their information that they put out, but then they do a decent job pairing people up. Now, not getting Misfit a fight, I don't know what the reason behind that is. Putting the main event, Rachel and Paige, is clearly a dollars makes sense type fucking deal there. Doesn't make sense to us, but whatever. It's going to get people to tune in. That's my they have two options. Beck and Britain for the title, Paige and Britain Misfit for the title, Beck, Paige, co-main, or
I would say that should be their only option, but
that should be the option. And
it should be the only option, but
if they're not going to do that, and it's all based on the outcome of BKFC 19, but if Paige and Britain do win and Beck wants a title fight, which I don't know why she gets the collar shot coming back.
Dude,
I mean,
you should hear the way they talk. Do you hear the way that David Feldman talks about Beck Rawlings?
Yeah, but she walked away.
The OG, the way that people should act and be a fighter should before David Feldman said like that clip, I cut off the beginning of it. He literally said the OG, the person that women should be like fighting or whatever. Like he literally like talked her up like she was the best fighter that's ever fought in BKFC. And I swear to God, as soon as she comes back, they're gonna fucking be like, "You're the title. You're fighting for the title." Well, at least that's how I feel. Like, you know what I mean? Like they talk her up so much, and I'm not trying to hate on her. I just it is stupid. Because you left the sport, you vacated the title. You should have to fight back up to it.
So, in the words of the president himself, the OG, the woman that everyone should try to be like the fucking best in the sport, the one that vacated the title and turned her back and went to a different organization, is the one that they should all bow to and give whatever the fuck she wants when she comes back. I do not agree with that. And I feel the same. I feel the same way about Helen Peralta. I'm a fan of both of them. I wish they would both come back, but you cannot turn your back on a company, vacate a title, keep a division held up for as long as they did, walk away, and then come back and think you're going to get fucking preferential treatment. No fucking way. No fucking way.
Yeah,
it should be for Rhea. Monica's right there. It should be. This is what it should be.
It should be.
I'm not saying it again. It should be Britain and Misfit for the title. Beck, Paige, part 2. They fought in the UFC. Paige knocked her out with a head kick. Beck needs to avenge that loss, beat Paige, and then get the winner of Misfit in Britain. That's what it should be.
Yeah, I don't know why Beck would come back and want to fight Paige. That to me makes I don't even care that she lost to Paige.
No, she
lost by a kick. Okay, so you're gonna come back and bare knuckle where Paige might be 0-2 at this point and be like, I want to fight her. Why? Why don't you fight somebody who has some wins behind them?
They're gonna try to pitch the narrative that Beck wants to right the wrong, fix the fucking loss to Paige Van Zandt. When, like you just said, it was a fucking head kick. It doesn't make any sense. It was in mixed martial arts, not bare knuckle. So for her to want to avenge that loss, it doesn't make any fucking goddamn sense. So I'm done talking about this. I'm getting mad about it, actually.
Yeah, well, if they followed the rankings, like, why have rankings if we never go by them? That's what's confusing to me.
They should just flush all rankings right down the toilet and just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, but my thing is when we talked to Nate, he's like, I'm not going to bring up the belt without tournament. But the whole thing is like the belt was already introduced, so why would we need a tournament for the women's belt? So, yeah, man, it's very confusing to me.
Joe Ivy says nobody talks about the possibility of Ostovich beating Paige, and you're right. Nobody's given Rachel a shot.
I'm still not going to, even after that comment.
I'm not going to either. But let's just what happens then? Does Paige ride off into the sunset 0-2?
I don't know. Yeah, if she does, then God, man, then she's then there. I don't know what happens then. I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, we
that would mess stuff up big time for the
she
company.
says fine.
Fine. Well, I mean,
it would throw a wrinkle. It would throw a chink in the armor, as they say, right? I don't know. Like, it would throw a fucking fastball right down the middle. I don't know. Curveball, not fastball.
She's not like we all know she's not a stand-up fighter. Like, she's not, even if she's been practicing, like I think she's way behind. It's not, and just trying to be honest about it. She's way behind.
Let me be devil's advocate there.
Mm-hmm.
We all said the exact same thing about Pearl Gonzalez going into BKFC 18 against Segala. Pearl Gonzalez was not a striker. She was a known grappler, jiu-jitsu practitioner. Barely had any stand-up. If you watch all her MMA, she did not have a good stand-up game. We were all like, where the fuck is she doing going to BKFC? Like, she doesn't belong there. And then, you know what? She went and spent a little time with Amanda Serrano, and they're
like some of the best boxers in the world.
But I'm saying she went and she did what she had to do, the due diligence to get herself ready for a bare knuckle fight. And she did. And she performed very well against Segala and shut us all up. So, you know what? We don't know what kind of training Rachel Osovich is doing. No fucking idea. I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about the way she's training right now. So who knows? Maybe she's behind closed doors with Max Holloway and fucking Wine throwing fucking hands. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe Joe has a point. Give yourself a self high five, pat on the back. Would you?
Anything's possible, but I'm going to give it a less than 20% chance of happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyways, great show tonight, dude. I'm surprised we actually went for another like 20 minutes after Britton got off, because we went off on that fucking tangent there. But
well, I had another thing over here.
Okay. What do you got?
All right.
What's up, guys? Get ready. All you guys, get ready. The king is back. I'm about to make all the money, baby.
He's about to make all the money, baby. You know?
All right.
Okay. He is back.
He didn't lie to us.
He did not lie to us. He was on the show, but 3 weeks back, he told us that he is not done talking with BKFC. He is not vacating the title, even though the title is vacated. He has the belts sitting on there. Those are his belts to keep on his mantle at home. But he is no longer the champion. They have a title fight at BKFC 20 between Reggie Barnett and Johnny Bedford. So the question is, what is Dat Nguyen doing back in the BKFC, and who is he going to fight?
I have no idea, and I'm going to tell you, I have 100% problem with them taking the title from him. I don't agree with it, even a little bit. The guy's been champion since February. Mm-hmm. He wanted some more money, so they said, fuck you, we're going to strip the title. They didn't even bother. Well, I don't know how long they were negotiating, but only a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks ago, we talked to him. He said we were negotiating. They negotiate. And you remember Scott Burt put up a message saying that the Police Gazette was going to make an announcement, which I think we could have all probably guessed that it was going to be about stripping him of the Police Gazette title. And when he pulled that. Scott Burt pulled that from the internet. He took it down, and he never made the announcement of pulling that Police Gazette title from him. Now, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe he wasn't even going to talk about that at all. But it just seemed like it was. He said it was about Dat, didn't he? If I can, I have to go and watch it. But it was about Dat. So what else could it be about? A couple weeks later, 2.5, 3 weeks later, he comes out and he says, "Okay, we made a deal." So now they're going to strip him of the title. I mean, the guy, he's here, so make a fight with him.
I think it's what they did. They in BKFC now they're going to try to hold themselves to a level of integrity, and they're going to try not to go back on their word. And they had already announced that they're stripping him of his title. Yeah. But then after stripping him of his title and announcing a fucking title fight, they come to terms with the man. Dat be dat. They fucking come to terms, and now all of a sudden the motherfucker's not a free agent no more. He could come back. And it's already too late. They already fucking fucked themselves over by taking the belts away from him. So now they have no idea. I mean, they cannot let him fight back in 135-pound weight with that division. They can't do it. because if they book him, unless they immediately say he's fighting the winner of Reggie Barnett and Johnny Bedford, and one way or another, you're going to get that Reggie Barnett versus Dat fight that we all wanted to see, or you're going to get to see a rematch of the Johnny Bedford Dat Nguyen Knuckle Mania Classic, which we wouldn't mind seeing either. That's probably what they're going to do. But when he was on our show, he said he had a few things in mind. He wanted to be the 135-pound champ, the 145-pound champ, and the 155-pound champ. So they could easily be like, you know what, Dad, if you don't want to wait for the winner of these two, Luis Palomino did not take too much damage in that fight against Tyler Goodjohn. You want to be the 155-pound title? Luis Palomino already said he'll fucking smash that guy. I'm sure he'll take it. That's a paycheck. You know what I mean? That's a paycheck. It's two exciting names with a title on the line. Maybe that's how he got back in. Maybe that was part of the fucking negotiations. Maybe the negotiations were that we will give you what you want, but it won't be your 135-pound titles back. You'll get your shot at Luis Palomino.
Yeah. Possibly.
That's 100% skipping the 145-pound division. And what they could do there is not a 145-pound champion right now.
That'd be really tough for Dat to go up to fight Baboon. Oh man.
Right. Me too. I totally agree. But he called for it. He wanted it. He's said it multiple times on multiple different programs and many different interviews. He said many times that he wants to fight Luis Palomino, and he says he thinks he could beat Luis Palomino. So Palomino would not turn. I don't think he would turn that down. Go ahead. Give me him. Give me that little guy. I'll smash him. And then the other option is they got some names in the 145-pound weight class now. John Lee Chalbeck, Artem Lobov. They got some guys. They could throw together a quick little 4-man tournament for a fucking 145-pound title and introduce a new title. We could do that too.
Hey, we need that tournament, man.
I don't know. They like to do the tournament for the new titles. So go ahead, man. Boom, bang, make it. Do it. How about a John Lee Chalbeck versus Dat Nguyen?
That's what I'm saying. Where is John Lee? Get him in there. You know they're going to Key West, right?
Yeah.
BKFC's going to Key West. How can you not have him on that card? But it's so far away. I feel like, they got to get him fighting.
When is the Key West card?
I think it's
December.
It was at like the end of the list. So it was shit.
Yeah, that's too far.
Omaha, Nebraska. Is it like Nebraska or something? Like, I don't know. I have to look. I'm way off. I'd have to look. I don't even want to guess.
Anyway, well, that's something they could.
But it's like 5 months away.
Yeah, it's 5 months away. That's too long. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. What do you think they should do with that? And then we'll wrap this up.
Fuck, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with that or what they should do with that. I don't understand. I don't know. By taking the belts from, that was kind of weird. I don't know. They jumped the gun way too quick and announced it. They should have probably kind of held that thing a little closer and waited to see if negotiations went through. I mean, it didn't take that long after they announced the fight. So
you know what it was like, the old cliche. It was a fucking dick measuring contest between BKFC and Dat. And Dat thought he was worth way more than he actually, no offense to the guy, I think he might have priced himself out. Mm-hmm. BKFC said, there's not a fucking chance in hell whatever number he put on the table you're getting. So you want to be that guy, fucking sayonara, buddy. Go find someplace else to go, because we have fighters that can fight for this title that are just as exciting as you, and we're not fucking emptying the bank. We have other people. You got to take care of everybody. And then they stuck to their guns. They stripped him of his title. They told him to fucking pound sand, and he came calling back saying, hey, I still want to be part of this,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think it's weird that Bedford's fighting for the title, even though he just lost his title fight?
Yeah.
I mean, the Reggie fight's going to be good, obviously. No, and I'm not hating on him, but he just lost the title. Now he gets to fight for the title. What about the next guy?
Yeah, but he held the title for so long and defended it multiple times. Honestly, he could have gotten an immediate rematch if he really wanted one. but he said he was going to go up to 145. If he said, I'm planning on staying here and I want my rematch, they would have gave it to him right away, I bet. So I don't think it's weird. And with that out of the picture, which we thought he was out of the picture, with that out of the picture, it made all the sense in the world to give the guy that probably should have got a rematch anyways to fight the number one contender, Reggie Barnett.
It's a really close fight. I mean,
very close fight. It was razor thin. It was one of those fights where if there was a sudden death type round, they could have easily went to a fucking other one, man. Or you know what? Maybe one day they'll add 2 more rounds to title fights.
They should.
And make them 7-round fights.
Yeah, they should do it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story, man. All right, we're going over 2 hours now. Let's call it a night. This was a great show, and I really enjoyed talking to all 3 guests: Mick Terrill, Sky, Moiseichik.
Place the eyes with ease.
Moiseichik. Yeah, Sky Moiseichik, and then of course the people's champ, the people's main event. Britt and Hart stopped through. She ended up being the main event of the show. And then we had a little talk at the end. And anyways, that's it for tonight. What do we got for next Wednesday before we sign off? Next Wednesday we got Devin Gibson right now, right? Devin Gibson. And then next Thursday we got Crystal Pittman and one other. Hold up, I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, another
we got Crystal Pittman and Nolan Smith. Great name, Nolan. Anyways, my kid's name is Nolan. So tune in next week. We're going to keep stacking up guests. We're going to keep doing this. And, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for giving us 2 hours of your time tonight. And we will catch you next week. All right?
Yeah.
Later.